Let's bake some cookies on a budget, shall we? So I'm using ingredients that I already had on hand because we're baking from a budget. We're going to be doing oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I teamed up with ChatGPT to come up with a nice little simple recipe. That fly is getting on my nerves. Sammy, what are you doing? All right, so here's our ingredients. Half a cup of butter, which is equivalent to 1 stick of butter. I only had 3/4 stick of butter, so I made up for that with a little bit of vegetable spread that I happen to have on hand. Here's our sugars. We had a half a cup of sugar and about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We have our egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which is in a shot glass, and I wouldn't advise you drinking this straight, but I had a roommate that did once. Seemed to do the job. It was actually in a sober living house. Drank my entire bottle of vanilla extract while it wasn't looking. I was pretty pissed. Girl, if you're watching this, I totally forgive you. It's fine. Then we have 3/4 cup of flour. Then we have a half teaspoon of baking soda and a half teaspoon of cinnamon. And here we've got about 3/4 cups of chocolate chips. And you cannot forget your oats. Did about a half cup of rolled oats. So yeah, let's get started. So we've got our oven preheated at 350. First thing we're gonna do is cream together the butter with the sugars, all right? The butter needs to be a little bit soft. All right, that's what it's looking like so far. All right, next we're gonna beat in the egg and the vanilla extract. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. In goes vanilla extract. Beat on. Okay, that's looking like now. You can see that, it's nice and creamy. All right, so now we have our flour and our cinnamon and our baking soda. So we're gonna put this together. And we're just going to whisk that together just a little bit. Okay, next we want to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients gradually. All right. Let's just go with it. You know what we do with these. All right. Next, so this is what we got now. See that? So now we're gonna add in our rolled oats and our chocolate chips. And we're just gonna go all in. And we'll go ahead and give that a final mix. All right. There you have it. And yes, we have to taste this immediately. Why, I don't mind if I do. Mmm. These are gonna be so good. Okay, so now we're just gonna drop little spoonfuls on our sheet that I've lined with parchment paper. Hi, Sammy. Oh my gosh, guys, one of my favorite memories as a child was I would make homemade chocolate chip cookies every Saturday night. I would be home alone because my folks had like their little supper club that they would attend, and my brothers were at the age they could go out with their friends. So I stayed home and watched the Golden Girls, and I baked chocolate chip cookies, homemade. And I literally, like, one of my favorite childhood memories ever. And I still watch the Golden Girls to this day. Anybody that knows me will tell you that I am obsessed. All right, we're gonna put this in the oven, and then I will be back to show you what they look like. Yikes. So just an update. I'm going to warn you, the cookies are probably going to be a bit flat. You see, the last time my son came home to visit, I asked him if he would pick up the ingredients so that I could bake cookies. He got vegetable spread instead of butter, and that's what happened last time. I was hoping that with it just being a smaller amount of vegetable spread and having more real butter, that it would actually be okay. But so far it's looking like a repeat from the last time. We'll see. Just as we suspected, but they're still gonna be delicious. They're really flat. Shit. Okay. Let's go ahead and taste test. Oh, look at that yumminess. Girl, look how skinny you are. Guys, these still turned out really, really good. Obviously, you would want to use all butter, but since we're baking on a budget, this is what we got. The lesson here is when life hands you vegetable spread instead of butter, you bake flat fucking cookies and eat the fuck out of them. Bye!